Start game now. The Flynn's Arcade keychain is back because we're doing another arcade classic, and that arcade classic is Commando for the NES, featuring label art that tells us to destroy the enemy army. Yeah, check out the passion on that, dude. Let's go ahead and take Commando, pop it into our Nintendo Entertainment System, and find out how this arcade conversion holds up today. Let's go to the game. Commando was published by Capcom and carries a copyright year of 1986. It is based on the 1985 arcade game of the same name. Commando is an overhead run and gun game for 1 or 2 players alternating, so you cannot play with 2 players at the same time. And it has 1 standard mode of difficulty. According to the manual, you are Super Joe, and it's up to you alone to use your skill to defeat the evil enemy army. So be sure to defeat the evil enemy army and not the good enemy army. Armed with a rifle and limited grenades, your assignment is to rescue hostages and keep the evil army from controlling the world. But no pressure. When playing the game, you use the D-pad to move Super Joe, the B button to fire your rifle, and the A button to throw grenades. Your rifle has unlimited ammo and aims in the direction you are facing, but only shoots 1 shot per button press. For this review, I used both the standard controller and the NES Max controller with rapid fire, which I would recommend for most players to save wear and tear on your thumb. I personally enjoyed the game more playing it with rapid fire. Your grenades are limited, but you can find more as you progress through the levels by picking up what looks like flashing bricks. When you throw a grenade, it always travels straight up on the screen no matter which way you're facing. It travels a set distance and has an arc to it, so if an enemy is very close to you, it can sail right over his head. While most enemies can be shot with your rifle, some can be only defeated by the grenades, for instance if they are hiding behind a barrier or up in a tower. If you are hit at any time, you lose a life, and if you lose all your lives, your game is over. But the game does allow you to continue from the title screen, which is a very welcome feature for me. The game is comprised of 4 missions, and each mission is comprised of 4 areas. At the end of each area, you will have to face an onslaught of enemies before you can progress to the next one. The game is also littered with hidden ladders that can take you to underground areas where you may find hostages, enemies, and perhaps special items. These are revealed by throwing grenades at certain areas. Rescuing hostages for bonus points can be done both on the upper and lower levels, either by touching them or shooting their enemy escorts, depending on the circumstance. There are also items that can be discovered by defeating enemies or throwing grenades at certain areas. Outside of the flashing bricks that get you extra grenades, you can also pick up a special hand grenade, which will kill every enemy on screen when thrown. Money bags, K-ration barrels, gas cans, corporal stripes, and lieutenant stripes will all give you extra points, but the stripes can only be earned underground. You can also find a flashlight underground that makes the screen dark, hiding you from the enemies. Bulletproof vest will protect you from 10 enemy hits and 2 grenades. Medals of honor will give you an extra life. Binoculars will allow you to see hidden ladders, and wireless communicators will call a helicopter to take you to the next level. The manual doesn't mention it, but there's also a machine gun power-up that will give you rapid fire no matter what controller you're using. Graphically speaking, the game looks decent overall, except that it suffers from a lot of graphical glitches and flickering. As a matter of fact, when I first started my game, I thought there was something wrong with my cartridge, but it turns out this is just how the game is. This is most likely due to the fact that this was an early NES release, and the NES can struggle when there are multiple items on the screen. The music and sounds are not the best ever, but they still do a solid job, and I found the music to be catchy. Family-friendly wise, there is a lot of military action, but there is no blood. On eBay, loose copies go for $6 to $8, complete in box copies went for about $25, and new copies were going for about $200, and as always, those prices include the shipping. So what did I think of Commando? Well, despite the graphical glitches, I actually had a lot of fun. The challenge was just right for me, and I really liked how the game allows you to continue. I would definitely recommend a rapid fire controller with the game, but even without it, I just wanted to keep playing the game. So where am I going to rank it? Probably a little higher than other reviewers. I'm guessing most players would like Jackal more at 6, but not me. I actually had a little more fun with Commando, and I even like the action a little bit more than the puzzles of Maniac Mansion 5, so I'm going to make Commando my new number 5 game. Commando, despite the graphical glitches, the game is still fun to play. If you enjoy retro-related videos, would you please click the like and subscribe buttons. You can now support the show through Patreon as well. Just click on the link in the description below. And be sure to check out some of my many other videos covering Atari, Sega, Nintendo, and more. With over 175 now posted, there's something for just about any retro fan. Thank you guys for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the next episode of the NOS for Gamer. Take care and watch out for evil enemy armies trying to take over the world.